Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a Brooklyn MC by the name of CoachDaGhost. Now, CoachDaGhost has been involved in a lot of controversy in the past, man. During the time where Pop Smoke lost his life, he said some things allegedly, that rubbed people the wrong way because obviously, due to the whole situation they have going down in Brooklyn, CoachDaGhost, he aligns himself with a group called Choo, and you had Pop Smoke who aligned himself with another group called Woo, right? Or should I say allegedly, man, because I can only go based off what they've said in interviews and, the titles and the music theirself. Well, CoachDaGhost looks like he done caught himself up in another drama, man. Now, before all this happened, there were rumors that CoachDaGhost had signed with Gucci Mane, right? That he was going to be 1017. Obviously, there was a separation between that in the reports that came out in September 2020 and where we are now, right? Today, he's an Atlantic artist, and he was pretty much in Atlanta trying to find his way in the rap game. He had a fairly nice following on social media or whatnot, and his music is very popular in the drill circles. Well, all of that has come to an end if all these reports are correct that CoachDaGhost has gotten arrested for a murder that took place earlier this year. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about the story, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about CoachDaGhost. Shine, that's his catchphrase, man. He always says that, right? Well, man, outside of his persona in the rap game, according to these reports, man, it seems like CoachDaGhost was out here in them streets. Now, I'm going to be going off a report from the New York Daily News, and the headline says this: Gangbanger wanted for slaying of Brooklyn teen nabbed by NYPD in Georgia. So you could take from that the NYPD had to go to Georgia to get the alleged gangbanger. And the alleged gangbanger that they're talking about is none other than CoachDaGhost. Now, the story starts off by saying this. It says a paroled gangbanger accused of gunning down a Brooklyn teen in March was taken into custody in Georgia by NYPD detectives, police said Saturday. Cultural Bermudez, 27 years old, aka CoachDaGhost, was brought back from Clayton County on Friday and charged in the March 13th slaying of a 17-year-old Brian Sannon, cops said. Now, basically, there's a picture there I can't show, but it's the crime scene from March, and it took place in the Canarsie part of Brooklyn. Now, anybody who knows about the turmoil between, what's going on in Brooklyn, you got your Brownsville section, you got all these other cats in these different sections. Canarsie seems to be a section where people that CoachDaGhost might have been into it with frequent. We'll leave it at that, right? Now, Sannon had left his home, according to this report, to go on a walk with friends when a gunman hopped out of the back seat of a silver sedan and opened fire on the group on East 82nd Street near Farragut Road just after 10 a.m. That day, the teen died at the scene, man. So obviously, he lost his life in a tragic shooting death. And, the police believe that CoachDaGhost took a part in the shooting. Now, cops identified Bermudez, aka CoachDaGhost, as a suspect following a brief investigation, but he had already fled the state, police said. So basically, they're saying that CoachDaGhost, after the shooting, already kicked rocks, man. He went back down to Georgia. Now, he's done several interviews in the past where he was living in Atlanta. Even when the Gucci Mane or the 1017 rumors were out there, they were saying that CoachDaGhost was spending a lot of time in Atlanta recording and doing things like that. If you look at his history on social media, you can see he has a lot of freestyles he would upload or whatever. Most of his stuff is from the studio, but according to this report, he was allegedly into some other things. Now, it continues by saying this. It says Bermudez, a member of the Hood Star Street Gang, served 6 years in prison for shooting a rival at the Marcus Garvey houses in Brownsville in 2011. He was released in 2017 and was on parole until 2022, according to court records. So basically, they're saying that CoachDaGhost was almost up with his parole, and he allegedly carried out this shooting or helped in this shooting, which led to this young man losing his life. Now, the story continues by saying this. It says, on the day her son died, the mother of the victim was at a doctor's appointment when she saw an alert on Citizen, an app that sends out notifications of reports of nearby crimes, that a teen had been shot near her home. She never imagined it had been her child. Now, in quotations, it said, "I didn't expect that I would come back and not see my son," a heartbroken mother said, to the New York Daily News. So obviously, the mother of the victim in this situation is, reaching out to the news to tell her side of the story. And it's just like the story ends by just talking about what took place that day. So let's get to that part. Now, in the report, it says, in the barrage of bullets that killed Sannon, a 20-year-old friend was shot in the face and a 19-year-old pal was grazed in both legs, police said. Both were expected to recover. There were other people who were also shot, 2 other people who were grazed or either shot in the face. It was not immediately clear why Sannon and his friends were targeted and if Bermudez was the shooter or the driver. So they don't know if CoachDaGhost was the shooter or the driver in this situation, but they're still, he's still arrested and locked up in connection with this shooting, right? Now, cops charged him with murder, attempted murder, and assault. His arraignment in Brooklyn criminal court was pending Saturday. So they're still waiting to arraign him in Brooklyn criminal court because, it could be all sorts of things, you know what I mean? Now, also in this story, it says an accomplice, Naquan Pruitt, 26 of Levittown, PA, so Levittown, Pennsylvania, for those of you who don't know, was arrested in July and is being held on murder and attempted murder charges according to court documents. So his co-defendant in this situation, or an alleged accomplice in the shooting, was already locked up in July, and eventually they got to CoachDaGhost, even though he was in Georgia, man, where he probably thought, he was just going to keep working on music and everything would be all good. Now, I'm not for sure if he had anything to do with this, and even based on this report, they don't know if he was a shooter or the driver or how exactly he was connected, but this is definitely going to make sure he takes a hit to his rap career, man, because there's been a lot of stuff going on in the drill community. Just based on the camp and the people that he aligned with, there's been a lot of controversy. And this looks like, man, at a time where he's starting to cool off, he'd probably want to be out there doing more music, but man, it looks like he's not going to get that opportunity in the future. But what you guys think, man? Do you think that CoachDaGhost was really out there committing shootings and doing all this craziness when he's already signed to Atlantic, like he's already up in the game? Or do you feel like there's potential he's thrown in this situation without having anything to do with it and locked up unfairly? Now, I don't know, man. It seems like that would be a wide claim because usually these cats do their research before they go out of state to get somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But you all tell me what y'all think. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this out content. And we out of here. Peace.